Okay, welcome to lesson 9, CSS. Okay, what is CSS? CSS is basically, well, it stands for Cascading Style Sheets, which I never really liked that name. Just think of it as style, and it is how your website looks. In other words, colors, fonts, font sizes, etc., etc. And we're not going to get into CSS very deeply. This is about JavaScript. This is not about CSS. If you want to learn more about HTML and CSS, I would go to W3 Schools, and you can learn the basics there. So let's just do a little bit of a basic CSS here, and then we're going to manipulate it with JavaScript. So copy this. This is bare bones HTML, but notice I've added style tag up here in the head. So copy that, pause this if you need to, and let's get going. So in the style, within these style tags, I'm going to say something like hashtag headline, and then curly braces. Okay, I'm going to pause right there. Let me create a little bit of HTML to show you why this is relevant. So in the body tag, before the script tag here, I'm going to create an H1 tag. H1 ID equals, in quotes, headline. And I'm going to say welcome. Welcome all. Okay, so now we got an H1 tag. Its ID is headline. And inside that tag it says welcome all. So I'm going to save this. In my case, save it whatever name you want. I'm going to call it JSCS. And then I'm going to open this. And notice we have some text here. Welcome all. That's our headline text. Let's move this over. Move that over. Okay, so we haven't really done anything with our CSS. The default look of this headline is in black. Okay, so let's go back up to our style here. And I'm going to change the color to red. And you always end your CSS input here with a semicolon. I'm going to change the font size. Notice how font size comes up here in Atom. It's font dash size. I'm going to change it to 30 pixels. That's what PX stands for. Semicolon. Save that. Let's reload. There we go. So it actually shrunk it a little bit and it made it red. Okay, so that's style. That's CSS. That's the basics of CSS are really easy. We can do all kinds of things to this text. You know, I can change the font family, the size, the color, the background color, etc., etc. You can investigate that on your own, like I said, at W3 Schools. Okay, so what we're here to do, though, is manipulate this in JavaScript. So let's do that. Let's go down here to JavaScript, between our script tags, and we'll say let headline equal, document get element by ID headline. Okay, so now I have a variable. I grabbed the HTML element called headline and I put it in a variable called headline. Then I'm going to say headline dot style dot color equals, in quotes, blue. And let's change the size as well. Headline dot style dot font size, we are capitalizing size, equals, in quotes, let's say 70 pixels, which is fairly big. Now notice that font size in JavaScript is 2 words, but this is called a camel case form, where the first word is starts lowercase, second word starts with an uppercase, font size. Notice how that's different than CSS, which is font dash size. JavaScript does not allow dashes, so that's why we do this. It gets a little, when you do it a lot, it's easy to remember, but just keep that in mind. Save that, reload, boom. So it grew the font, it changed it to blue. So I want to show you one other thing here. We can do a comment to comment out a lot of text or more than one line. We do / star. See how it went gray? And then down here we do star / and we could actually do a whole bunch of JavaScript down here if we wanted, because I enclosed this multiple lines in this comment. So what happens with the comment is JavaScript encounters the comment and it just ignores it. That's why it turned gray. It's just ignoring it. It's not doing anything. So if we save that, save and run this, we see it's back to that smaller font size in red. So let's get rid of the comments, both sides, save it, run it. There we go, back to where we were. Okay, so the idea here is that we're using JavaScript to manipulate the style of our web page. And we can do that with every tag. We can do all kinds of different things, and we can even animate our text, which we'll do in later lessons. Okay, so thanks for joining me in lesson 9, and I'll see you in lesson 10.